Hi, I'm Monica, and I'm going to tell you a story. This story is about the time that there was a puppet in the audience, actively being a puppet. We were told it was going to be a 3-camera shoot. It's this beautiful theater that used to be a church. It's going to be great. We get there and it is really pretty, but there's not that many people there. There's tables only at certain benches, and so there's a big gap in the audience because they only sat them where the tables are. I wanted to do a clean set so I could use it for something specific, hoping good cameras and stuff. It'll be a great thing to use, and little did I know there would be a lady with a puppet in the audience that night. It's rare that you would anticipate there being a lady with a puppet in the audience, so I really could not have known. Now, when I say there was a puppet in the audience, I'm not saying it was like sitting or, it's a theater, so maybe it was hanging up. I'm saying it was active. This puppet was being used. There was a hand up its butt or whatever, and it had one of those stick things, okay? And it is reacting. It's reacting to my jokes. It's covering its face. It's giving me a thumbs up. It's reacting to all of my jokes. And I don't know if you could imagine, but it was extremely distracting. I can tell that it's not going to be the recording that I thought it was going to be. So about 20 minutes in, maybe 15 minutes in, I decide I need to say something to the puppet lady. And again, if I'm going to get a recording, I still want it. So this is what happens when I get distracted by the puppet. I'm just like, I can see all of you so well right now. I feel like this is the weirdest family reunion I've ever been to. Everyone's like, a lot of crossed arms. They're getting there. And then there's a puppet in the back if no one else has noticed that. But they love me, so. Got heckled by a puppet today. It was weird. Why do you have a puppet? Just 'cause? Or do I have to communicate specifically with the puppet? Because if that's part of it, then never mind. I take my questions back. All right, cool. That's fine. I saw it earlier. You want to talk to me? Is that what it said? Larry is the puppet's name? All right. Why did Larry sit in the back if he wanted to talk to me? They sat you there. I like that the usher would be like, this lady's got a puppet, put her in the back, please. I just can't hear you well enough. You know what? Me and Larry, we'll talk after about that. See, this is what I missed. This doesn't happen over Zoom, I mean, it could. I'm sure there's been puppets on Zoom. All right, we'll figure it out. Here we go. I don't know if you could tell, but she would only talk to me through the puppet. The lady wouldn't respond. Pretty quickly, I decided this isn't going to go anywhere because she's putting it in front of her face and I can't really hear her because she refused to talk to me, not through the puppet. I can't convey to you enough that with the puppet, I'm crushing it, okay? The audience is okay, it's going fine, but he's laughing, he's throwing his hands up, he is loving it. Now at this point, I'm like, I'd rather have an audience full of puppets. But as I'm getting off stage, I do have a flashback of a lady in the cafe area of the theater eating with the puppet. Not next to it, like with the puppet, using the puppet to eat. As I get off stage, I kind of laugh to the headliner as I'm walking by, and he goes, yeah, they just told me there's a lady with a puppet out there and not to talk to her. You wouldn't think to tell the person who's going to be up first? Tell them not to talk to that lady? They had warned him not to talk to the puppet lady. Nobody told me not to talk to the puppet lady. Now Larry and I have a rapport. Larry's my biggest fan now, and nobody told me not to say anything. The headliner goes, he does his whole show, doesn't say anything about the puppet, even a little bit, which is nice. But you can't stop looking at her. At some point, the whole audience is watching the puppet. When I said something, it was like, look at the lady with the everybody turns and looks at the lady with the puppet, including the cameras, obviously. He reiterates that they told him not to talk to her. And I was like, yeah, nobody told me that, so I talked to her. She introduces me to the puppet. His name is Larry. He is brought most places with them. I'm assuming it's her husband or her partner that was with her. But in the amount of time that she stands there and talks to me after the show, she has 2 glasses of wine and orders a third. I think she was just drunk. But I don't know, I only talked to her when she was drunk. I know what you're thinking, it's a lady with a puppet. Just don't talk to her. How? So at this point, both Larry and the lady like me a lot. And she decides she wants to show me YouTube videos from her business. One in particular that she thinks is very funny because penguins push her into a pool. She thinks her phone is broken when it's just zoomed way in. And in order to fix that, she continues to zoom way in. Just continuing to zoom. In the grand scheme of weird things that have happened during a show, one's pretty weird. I've only been heckled or done crowd work with people that were not holding puppets. And out of that whole story, the thing that bothered me the most was that she kept zooming in to fix the zoomed in video. Did you enjoy that story? Or if not, you want to hear a different story, subscribe. Do you love stand-up comedy? Are you a puppet? Also subscribe. What if that's just my new... I got a lot of puppet fans. I don't know. People who also like actual puppets. They're big fans of mine. Everyone's welcome. Bring your puppets. Maybe your thing is to support artists. Well, we have YouTube membership. It gives you perks, behind the scenes videos, and full stand-up sets. Not the puppet one, unless you ask. I don't know, whatever.